At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Beck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Beck and Adam Abdalla.
Welcome in to Beck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, Sirius XM, Channel 375, and all of our great radio affiliates around the country. I'm Chris Beck along with Adam Abdalla, broadcasting live from downtown Chicago each and every day. We are on the air until 3 Eastern, hanging out with you. If you want to call or text the show today, you can always do so at 310-840-4910. Abdalla, a Monday, a great Monday, a beautiful Monday here in the city of Chicago. And how about if you live in New York and you're a basketball fan? Boy, the New York Knicks sweeping the Sixers. And you said it on this show like 2 weeks ago that the Knicks were going to go to the finals. You look pretty smart today. This team is rolling.
Don't sleep on the Knicks.
I mean, they're playing
Bing,
great
bong.
basketball.
Yeah, and part of it is, too, that the 76ers quit. They quit. I believe Joel Embiid loud quit after Game 3 when he said, "Well, it's good when the Knicks win" or something like that. Like they were not trying, and it was evident after the first quarter of the game when New York outscored the 76ers 43-24, and the arena in Philadelphia was overwhelmed by Knicks fans. You could tell, even in Game 3, when all of the celebrities that go to Knicks games in Madison Square Garden had a meetup at the game, and everyone just decided that in Game 4, all the 76ers fans were just like, we're just going to sell our tickets and not obey what the 76ers have told us, and this is a wrap. We're down 3-0. The team quit. The fans quit. Everybody, if you're listening to us and you're 76ers fans, you're listening to us in Philly, I'm sorry, you know it. Your team quit, your fans quit, and the Knicks rolled you in Game 4, just like they did the Hawks in their game, and you go on to win 144-114, and it was a laugher from the end of the first quarter. It absolutely was.
Okay, I'll say this, though. You said that the Philly fans quit. I always think that the reaction from the fan base is directly from the effort given by the team.
Oh, 100%.
So
100%.
This is not, I don't have any problem with the way that the Philly fans handled their situation. I mean, if you're going to sell your tickets because your team sucks, then okay, sell your tickets. I don't blame you.
I've got no problem. Make your money, man. Make your money.
As a Chicago Bears season ticket holder, we have been told in the past when the team has been bad that ownership was upset that tickets were being sold to other fan bases, most notably in the last few years. Now, last year didn't count because the Bears were actually pretty decent, but 2 years ago, Detroit was the story of the NFL. Mm-hmm. They were the hot, sexy team that everyone was talking about, and Bears ownership was upset that Lions fans were buying tickets at Soldier Field here in Chicago.
Yeah.
And my response at the time, as we were broadcasting at the time on Chicago radio, was be a better team.
Yeah.
If you're a better team, I'm going to the game. I'm supporting my team. If my team sucks and I know that they stink, I'm going to get the money back because finally there's a team like Detroit that wants to spend the money and they're going to overpay for these tickets to watch their team finally win.
Yeah.
So if you're a Sixer fan today, there's no shade on you for selling your tickets. I get that.
I'm not saying that.
It's the lackluster effort from how you started the conversation by saying in the first quarter of the game, the Sixers quit on the court. That's the problem here. That's the story.
No, absolutely. And I'm saying from going back on Friday from Game 3, well, after Game 3 was over, you knew. And if I was a Sixers fan that had tickets to Game 4, I would have absolutely sold my tickets and said, look, this isn't happening. If anything, I'm going to make my money because coming back from a down 3-0, and I'm not just going to go to a game to see a team that I know and it looks like they're going to be out of this and it's going to be a sweep from the Knicks. So I would have absolutely sold my tickets. But the effort from a team that you never know. You still have a chance. So the effort was poor from the 76ers from the jump in Game 4. And they just looked like they were just counting down the minutes to where they could pack up their lockers and start their offseason early and get out of Dodge and go on their vacation.
How about the other storyline that we talked about heading into Friday? The other storyline was OG Anunoby, whether or not he would play. Mm-hmm. He didn't play in games 3 or 4, and the Knicks didn't need him. So now they get more time to rest up. Hopefully, Anunoby will be back from the Knicks at the start of the conference finals, and the Knicks will wait. and see between Cleveland and Detroit who will win this series. Game 4 is tonight, 8 Eastern, Pistons at Cavs. Detroit leads the series 2-1. So New York sitting pretty. Their fans have a right to pump out their chest and to celebrate and to take over Philadelphia this weekend. I mean, when you look at Jalen Brunson, 22, 17 from Hart, 17 from Karl Anthony Towns, you see McBride gives you 25 in the lineup over Anunoby as he was out for Game 4. The Knicks are definitely playing great basketball, and watching the game yesterday, it made me think back to when the Knicks had title aspirations in the early 90s. You know, the Carmelo teams never quite got there. And I know last year, this group got to the conference finals where they lost. This run last year and this year, this is the best Knicks basketball has been since Ewing was in the finals against Hakeem Olajuwon in 94. Like that, this is the best that we've seen from New York basketball. So it's definitely something to celebrate and something to keep your eyes on. As the Knicks, I agree with Abdalla. This is a team that can get to the finals. Now, obviously, they're four wins away.
Yeah.
But I think that they're the favorite over whoever wins the series on the other side, the Cavs or the Pistons. So when we look at yesterday's game between the 76ers and the Knicks, you know, we look at the way that Philly fans took over, you know, or Knicks fans took over Philadelphia's home arena. How about Josh Hart trolling Philly fans after yesterday's game?
Nah, man, because everybody was begging for Philly to not sell their tickets and all that stuff. So, man, I used to think Philly was a sports town. I don't know if it is anymore.
How about that?
That's how you get
Josh Hart.
That's how you get a battery thrown at you, man.
Well, okay, all right, but like when you sweep a team, and I think the average margin of victory in this series was like 22 points per game.
Yeah.
That's not even, you're not even competing.
No.
Like Josh Hart gets the right to say that because of the way the Sixers lay down. How about Tyrese Maxey on how New York fans took over the arena yesterday?
It just sucks, bro. It just sucked, man. Yeah, it just sucks. That's really all I can say about it, man. Like, it's hard. It's definitely difficult. You know what I'm saying? And it's only one way to put a stop to it, and it's we have to go out there and win these games. Like, just being completely honest, we were better when we played them in the Garden this entire season. Like, I know we lost Game 2 and 1, but like Game 2 was better. Regular season was better. Here we was, you know, I was telling them it felt louder here for them than it did in the Garden. And it's like, well, we got to put a stop to it as a team. Like, winning these games, that's what's going to make, you know, our fans like louder than theirs or whatever. I don't know how to keep them out. I don't know the logistics of it, but you know, it does suck. I can't even lie. It definitely does suck.
Tyrese Maxey yesterday after the game.
That's so funny,
he almost
man.
got there.
That's so funny.
He almost had it. Almost. Like he started to get it, and then he started to go back away from it by saying, like, I don't know the logistics. Dude, it's not their fault.
It's not.
You need to win.
Win games,
You
man.
need to play better basketball. That's how you solve it. So, like, he like halfway through the cut, he did say, you know, we got to win the games. We got to play better as a team. But then he then went back to the logistical side of it, and it's like, no, dude, you guys need to be better.
If you had won Game 3,
this doesn't happen.
This doesn't happen.
Exactly.
You probably have a better chance in Game 4 because the home crowd isn't full of Knicks fans.
All right, so Joel Embiid, I mean, he is a great player, a great talent. He's never healthy. He's won an MVP. He's never gotten to the conference finals. And I was trying to think about this. You know, who are the greatest in sports to never get to the conference finals or the finals?
I believe he's the only MVP in the NBA to not get to a conference finals.
Yes. Yeah. And so I was trying to think about that in basketball. And for the most part, like, sure, we could list off, and I mentioned him earlier in this conversation, Carmelo Anthony. Like, Carmelo Anthony is a Hall of Fame player. He never won anything. Never got anywhere in the playoffs. So, like, maybe that's the closest you. Vince Carter, but like Joel Embiid, for my money, has the talent that's better than both Vince Carter and Carmelo Anthony. He's just never healthy. So is the comparison actually, do you have to go outside of basketball and look to baseball? Is it Mike Trout? I know Mike Trout has multiple MVPs, and he was on a trajectory to be like the all-time greatest baseball player we've ever seen until injuries derailed that.
Yeah.
But the Angels have never won anything.
Well, the problem is that even when Mike Trout has been healthy and played a full season,
they've never won anything.
They've never won anything because the team around him has been horrible.
Now, I get it. In baseball, one player doesn't impact as much as one player in the NBA.
Exactly. That's the issue. The issue is no matter what he does individually, he can be the best player in baseball. He can be the best player of the decade. Doesn't matter. If the Angels don't have anything around him, it doesn't do anything. So to me, that, yes, you can say Mike Trout, but with Joel Embiid, he's got players around him that can help because it's just one of 5 as opposed to one of a lineup of 9, one of, you have to have the pitching around him. You have to have all of that. You have to have that depth around him. With Mike Trout, it's completely different. With baseball, it's just completely different.
Yeah, but like think of the names in sports of like all-time greats to never even get close to winning a championship. And you can text the show at 310-840-4910. I'm having trouble because usually in the NBA, if you're that good, you get an MVP, you get a couple of MVPs, even with the injuries, you usually get at least to the conference finals. Like that's where Derrick Rose, who won an MVP, probably one of the most unlikely MVPs in league history, he got to the conference finals.
Yeah.
So he got farther along than Joel Embiid has gotten. And Embiid's career is more impressive than what we saw from Derrick Rose. So I think it's a very, I think Joel Embiid is in the spot where it's pretty unique where he's at. The level of talent and the little accomplishments that have gone alongside the Sixers with Embiid. And how about this? After the game, Joel Embiid said that this was a success.
I mean, I said it, and I'm going to say it again. I know we lost, and I know that's not the right mentality to have. But, for me, this was a success. I came into this year not knowing where I was going to be, how long I was going to play, if I was even going to play based on how the knee was the last few years. And, I came in just, hoping for the best. And I feel like we're in a position where we figured out the knee. Hasn't been an issue.
So there's Joel Embiid. And yes, Laura, that was a baby. That was his child sitting on his lap at the press conference, which is the ultimate meat shield.
Yeah.
There is no lamer thing, I think, in sports. Now, this is not shade on anyone who has kids. This is a professional athlete trying to use the kid to soften the media after an epic collapse and a sweep in his series. Leave the kid along the side with mom, conduct your business on the podium, and then go visit with the family afterwards. Using the child as a meat shield so you don't get the harder questions during the post-game press conference as a loser of 4 in a row to the Knicks as you get swept out of the second round. That is some all-time classic lame stuff. It is. That's my opinion. Any athlete that pulls the kid up there after a loss so you don't have to get the media. That is so lame.
Here's what I understand what's going on here. It's Mother's Day. It's Sunday. He was giving mom some time off. That's what it was.
No, that's lame.
She went and got a massage.
It's lame.
She's getting her nails done. It's Mother's Day. He was in charge. His mom was getting a day off. That's what she wanted, some time off. It was Mother's Day. That's what Joel was doing. He had to work for a little bit, and now mom is getting some R&R. It was Mother's Day. It was his turn.
No, that's lame.
That's what it was.
No, it's lame. You know it's lame.
That's what it was, man. I'm telling you.
You're not being honest with the audience.
This is what it was. It was Mother's Day.
No,
that's
it's
what
not.
happened.
No,
Mother's Day.
It's Beck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. 310-840-4910. It's lame, and you know it. Just admit it. You're laughing.
Mother's Day.
The radio audience cannot see your smile. That this is a bit. That you're trying to do a bit.
Listen,
you're trying to save face.
It's a guy who's trying to be.
What's he trying to do?
He is trying.
Don't
to
ask me tough questions. My kid's up here giggling while I'm answering.
Good dad, trying to be. Trying to give something back to the mom who spends all of her time and all of her days taking care of the kid while he's on the road, working hard, putting in the hours with the team, day in and day out.
No, he's got all the time today.
Giving her a few hours off so she can get some rest and relaxation, taking the kid to the podium, all that good stuff. Good dad. Good dad is what he's being. Parenting. Co-parenting. That's what it's called, Chris. Co-parenting.
Do you think Wembanyama should be suspended?
Yes.
Thank you. I'm glad that you can agree with something. It's Beck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Here's something that I want to play after the game. At least we weren't in this situation. Let's take a listen to how things transpired on ABC 6 in Philadelphia after the game in the arena. Sixers lose to the Knicks. The Knicks sweep the series. Knicks fans are taking over the arena. Let's go to ABC 6 in Philly.
We're in live inside Xfinity Mobile Arena tonight, Cheyenne. This game was brutal.
Walter, you would think that I'm in New York right now instead of Philadelphia. This is absolutely not the way that fans are hoping to end the Sixers season. You can see that I am surrounded by Knicks fans right now. Take a listen to what some of the Sixers fans I now had to say.
I ain't gonna lie, this is a Mother's Day massacre. I left my mom, you know what I mean, to spend time thinking that I'm going down with the ship, but I'm going down with the ship, so I gotta make it up to mama.
Sell the team, fire Nick Nurse, everybody gone. Like Kyle Lowry, coach.
We're getting clowned. Yeah, I got nothing. I think it was game 6 a few years ago when the Knicks beat us here and we walked out and they were chanting like this. It's worse this year.
They gotta play better defense.
And I love Joel, and I hope he stays. I love the whole team. They did amazing, but it's just heartbreaking. It really is. It's a wrap.
So that was ABC 6 in Philadelphia. Was that a crying Sixers fan? Oh, no. Oh,
okay.
no.
Okay.
Oh, no.
You
Philly
wanna,
fans,
okay, stop,
what are we doing?
Stop. You want to be upset about Joel bringing up the kid at the podium. This is what I'm upset about. Who is this lady crying?
They did amazing,
She
but
deserves
it's just heartbreaking.
all the ire. What is this? It's a 4-0. It's a 4-0. This isn't a Game 7 loss.
No.
This wasn't a buzzer beater, heartbreaking loss.
No,
this wasn't
not.
a field goal at the end of the game loss. This wasn't a Hail Mary, pull your heart out of your chest loss. You got swept. What are you crying about? You had all the notice. You got outscored in the first quarter, 43-26. You knew this was coming the entire game. Were you bawling your eyes out the entire game?
I mean, on Mother's Day, of all days.
They did amazing, but it's just heartbreaking.
The kid is taking it better than all of them. The kid is the most sane out of anybody in that group.
I love
Kyle
it.
Lowry, coach.
It's great. I mean, it's unbelievable. I can't believe. I thought Philly was like the hardo crowd of sports fans.
I thought this is a town where you got to grease the poles when they win championships.
What are we doing? She's crying over Joel and this team. She loves them so much.
That's insane.
It's outrageous.
That's insane to me.
That's hilarious.
Crying over getting swept? That's
All
crazy.
right, it's Beck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. You can call or text the show at 310-840-4910. Did Aaron Rodgers show up in Pittsburgh this weekend? We'll give you that answer coming up next.
Who's making a run? And who's done? We're just a few games away from the NBA Finals. Get daily NBA playoff reaction on Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
Beck, and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Beck and Adam Abdalla.
All right, Abdalla, it's come to my attention in the last 10 minutes of the show. You and I were playing a piece of audio that were not being played to the audience. So I just want to make sure people are aware we're not crazy. You and I weren't just laughing to ourselves. This is the
I love Joel, and I hope he stays. I love the whole team.
This is our
they did amazing, but it's just heartbreaking. It really is.
Yes, this is the sad, sacked Philly fans after the sweep of the Knicks. It's incredible.
It doesn't change the fact that that's wild to me. That she,
Tell the team, fire Nick Nurse, everybody gone.
the child,
Like Kyle Lowry, coach.
is the most sane out of all the people that ABC6 in Philly talked to. That a lady is crying after a 4-0 sweep. This wasn't a heartbreaking loss. This wasn't a last-second buzzer beater in Game 7 or a last-second field goal or a Hail Mary. This was you knew this was coming. Your team was outscored in the first quarter by almost double. Like, what are we doing here? You're crying over a guy that played in half the games this year?
And I love Joel, and I hope he stays. I love the whole team. They did amazing, but it's just heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking.
It really is.
She's really taking it hard. It's tough for the Sixer fan getting swept out of the playoffs. All right, Beck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Hey, Abdalla, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Did Aaron Rodgers show up to the Steelers facility this weekend, and did he sign a contract with the Pittsburgh Steelers to be their quarterback this season? Did he do that this weekend? Is that something that took place in Pittsburgh this past weekend? Did Rodgers sign with the Steelers?
No.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. We spent a lot of time on Friday talking about this very topic.
Look, he might have.
Omar Khan was on Westwood One Sports on Friday saying they haven't heard from Aaron Rodgers. He didn't know where he was.
He might be in the Pittsburgh area. He might be on a river somewhere. He might be on a bridge somewhere. But he did not sign a deal. We're still wondering where Aaron Rodgers, what he's up to.
Interesting. Now,
Still don't know.
There are loose internet reports that he's in town. But we had that on Thursday. There were loose internet reports saying that he was in town on Thursday.
Yes.
But there's been nothing concrete. Nothing at all with Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I don't understand they're arguing over money now? Are they arguing over the contract stipulations? Are they arguing over incentives to the contract? What? If he gets past the wild card round, he gets something. If he gets, obviously this has got to be what's going on, because otherwise Aaron Rodgers would have signed by now. I don't understand what is holding up this deal. If you made your way to Pittsburgh, if you're in Pittsburgh, if they're starting all of the OTAs.
Are we sure he's there?
I don't know. I don't know what's real anymore. I'm not sure if I'm even here right now.
You're not.
I know. This is all a dream.
Yeah, you're not.
Aaron Rodgers is in the area, supposedly, of Pittsburgh, of the Steelers. And is he still having late night conversations with Mike McCarthy? Are they still talking about a deal? Is his agent negotiating something? That has got to be the holdup right now, is the contract situation of what is being negotiated, the money, whatever it can be, incentives, so on and so forth, right? Because other than that, we know that Aaron Rodgers can really only go to the Steelers. And if he goes anywhere else, they're going to get a comp pick back. And I don't get what every reporter said that this was going to happen this weekend.
Well, not every reporter.
Well, not every reporter. And here we are on Monday. Nothing yet. It's still early. It's still only May 11th, so there's still time.
I just think, like, over the weekend, like we talked about it. So May 7th is the date that Ian Rappaport sent out saying that, let's see, he wrote on May 7th, Aaron Rodgers is expected to visit the Steelers Friday and this weekend, likely to play for them in 2026, sources say. A deal is not done. There's always caution until things are signed. But Rodgers planned to play for Pittsburgh, and these are the steps towards it. So this was on the 7th. So what was that, Thursday? I think that was Thursday. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that was Thursday. Mm-hmm. That's what Rappaport tweeted. And then the GM, Omar Khan, was on Westwood One Sports on Friday. Chris Mack had him
Yeah.
He was filling in for Nick Costos on the show that airs before us here on the network. And Omar Khan said that he didn't know where Aaron Rodgers is and that they've had good talks in the offseason, notably after Mike McCarthy was hired, but didn't give like a specific that they've talked last week and they're planning on talking this weekend. And then nothing has happened. There's no Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh yet. He hasn't signed anything yet. It's assumed that he will, but we just haven't gotten to that point yet.
Maybe he's like us when we were in Pittsburgh for the NFL draft and he was waiting for his slices of pizza from the restaurant we went to that took forever to get us pizza.
Oh, geez.
If that's the case, he's going to be there for another week.
Well, you, myself, and Raj, we were in there late. It was like 1 a.m. looking for
after the first round of the draft,
a slice of pizza. And, the option was you could order anything on the menu or you could go with the quick option of just taking the slices of cheese.
Yeah, and quick slices of cheese meant 25 minutes.
I didn't know that they had to go make them from scratch. I thought when you get a slice, usually isn't it like there's like a counter and then the full pizza's there and then they just reheat the slices in the oven.
Pop it in the oven for like 3 minutes
you're
and then
ready
you
to
get
go.
it. Yeah.
We were there for like a half an hour
25 minutes.
We almost got into a fight over it, too. People tried to steal your slice.
They go, Aaron's waiting there. They call Aaron, and 3 guys show up. They're like, whoa, Aaron? Yeah, I've been waiting 3 more days for my hoagie, and Aaron's waiting for his slice. And then he's going to make his way to the Steelers facility to sign his deal. He's just waiting for his pizza.
All right, so we have breaking news in the NBA. Shams Charania is reporting there will be no further discipline for Spurs star Victor Wembanyama after the ejection yesterday for throwing an elbow at Naz Reid on Sunday night. Sources are telling ESPN no suspension, no fine. Wembanyama will play in Game 5 against the Timberwolves on Tuesday night in San Antonio. So clearly the league did not want their precious star off of the marquee matchup on NBC television tomorrow night between the Timberwolves and the Spurs. I don't understand how, if you look at that video, Victor's face changes before he winds up with the elbow and throws it at Naz Reid. It's not like he was wrestling with the basketball and accidentally threw a bow. He knew he was throwing an elbow.
Yeah.
And in the past, the only thing that I think that is comparable of this is you remember when Ron Artest did this? He threw an elbow at the side of the head of James Harden when he was playing with the Thunder. So Ron Artest was with the Lakers. Harden was with the Thunder. And Artest ran by James Harden and threw an elbow to the back of his head to the neck and the lower head area.
Yeah.
Ron Artest, I think, was suspended for 7 games, 6 or 7 games for that. Now, obviously, Artest kind of had a track record.
Yeah.
With that said, throwing an elbow at someone's head, I don't understand how Wembanyama is not going to be suspended at least another game.
Well, I think, and I'm not speaking for the league here, but if they do put out a statement as to why this is, what they can say is that there's obviously no track record from Wembanyama doing this. This is his first incident. He doesn't have a history of acting in this manner or being aggressive or anything like that. He didn't even know what a flagrant 2 was. He had to have that explained that he was ejected. He didn't cause more of a fight, or there wasn't any more of a fight that came of this. He just calmly walked out of the arena or walked out of the, from the court and went to the locker room, and that was it, right? Also, it happened early enough in the game.
Cop out.
I'm just telling you, this is not me. I think he should be suspended.
Oh, I know.
Me, Adam Abdalla, Chris Bleck, we think the Bleck and Abdalla program thinks he should be suspended. The NBA could say it was early enough in the game that it did affect the game. So, in essence, he was suspended. It affected enough of the game that maybe if this was in the second half of the game, they consider suspending him for a game because it was late enough in this game that it didn't affect enough of this game that he needs to be held out of the other game. So I could see them making that. I could also see them saying, hey, ratings, we need Wemby in the game. We're just not going to suspend him. That's probably more likely what it is. is that we're not going to suspend our superstar for a game in the playoffs, in a playoff series where this is going to be a game. Like, we need him in this game. We need star power in this game. Not that Anthony Edwards is obviously a star. This is the only game that night on Tuesday night. We want Anthony Edwards against Wembanyama on this game, so let's not suspend him for that game.
Well, it is clear that the TV networks view Wembanyama as the number one ticket in basketball right now, because if you look back to the first round, NBC made sure that the Tirico broadcast was on many of those Spurs games in that first round. Mm-hmm. And so that means that, like, when they're organizing where the placement of the games go, they wanted Wembanyama on NBC as many times as possible early in the playoffs, because I think that that's where they're putting their chips. They're banking on Wemby being the next great champion for a long time to carry the sport. And so I'm not disagreeing. I think he's the most fascinating player in basketball right now.
Yeah.
So the eyeballs are going to be there. It helps the TV partners as well. So that's the latest. Wembanyama will not be suspended, will not be fined for the elbow thrown last night against Naz Reid and his neck, head area. And he was ejected from the game last night. And game 5 will be tomorrow night down in San Antonio. Thursday night at 8 Eastern, make sure you check this out. A Westwood One Sports special presentation at 8 Eastern on Thursday night. The NFL Schedule Release 26 will be hosted by Scott Graham and Mike Golick, with special guest NFL VP of Scheduling Mike North. Will announce and break down the schedule, including primetime, international, and holiday games. Also, guest appearances from players, coaches, and other Westwood One names that you recognize. That's Thursday at 8 Eastern right here on Westwood One Sports. It's Beck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports, hanging out with you. Now, Abdalla, when we look at the weekend, we were just talking about Pittsburgh and the fact that Aaron Rodgers, we don't know where Aaron Rodgers quite is at this moment. And with that, over the weekend, the Steelers had rookie minicamp. And Mike McCarthy, new head coach, is there coaching up the quarterbacks.
Coaching them up, coaching up the room. As he said multiple times, Chris, when asked about coaching up the quarterbacks, what's it going to be like coaching up all these quarterbacks? And he's been asked, you've got 3 quarterbacks. What's it going to be like if you have to have coaching 4? And he's like, well, we want to coach the room. We take them to we coach all the quarterbacks. We have a quarterback type of a school, if you will. We take them to quarterback school. That's what we do here.
Now, this is your guy. This is Mike McCarthy and his quarterback school. This is you're supporting the McCarthy.
I don't know if you know this, but
era.
They have a good track record of graduates. I don't know if you know that about the graduates of the school of Mike McCarthy. Aaron Rodgers, who we just talked about. Dak Prescott's been one of them. He's been around Brett Favre. Like, he's got a good track record of graduates from the Mike McCarthy school of quarterbacking. So the track record is there. Like, he's got some good graduates. So if you're a quarterback that's in the school of quarterbacking, I would be willing to go there.
Yeah, and I think Mike McCarthy has a new business venture ahead of him. The Mike McCarthy School of Quarterbacks.
Attention, young quarterbacks. Do you want to master the position like Aaron Rodgers?
Those quarterback school hours were invaluable to my success.
Learn to pick apart defenses like Dak Prescott?
He always discusses calming my feet down, tying the routes with the feet and the timing of that. So that's a huge foundation to now the way that I play this game. And I credit Mike for.
Study directly from the quarterback whisperer who developed both.
There's 2 ways of playing quarterback. Obviously in the pocket and out of the pocket. So everything we do in training quarterbacks, it starts at quarterback school, is we train them in the pocket and out of the pocket.
It's Mike McCarthy's QB School. Hands-on training from the Pittsburgh Steelers coach with identical credentials to New York Giants coach John Harbaugh.
DM at Adam A. Abdalla to register now. Space is limited.
3 quarterbacks is the normal. 4 would be awesome.
Super Bowl champion Mike McCarthy's QB School, where you can become a rock star.
Yes.
Applications are open.
Nickelback has bangers. Mike McCarthy has bangers.
So there you go. The Mike McCarthy Quarterback School. Just make sure you hit up Adam Abdalla because that's his guy.
Listen, they're still waiting for one of their applicants to show up, apparently. So they got a spot.
Pollen season is here, but a dirty car doesn't have to be. Wash it away with a Tidal Wave Auto Spa for a quick wash and that clean car happy feeling. Find a location at TidalWaveAutospa.com. Yesterday in the NBA, they had the NBA Draft Lottery. The Wizards are the big winner. They will be selecting number 1 overall. Who else in the Draft Lottery moved up the board? Maybe the Chicago Bulls. Yes. We'll talk about the Draft Lottery from yesterday next.
Thursday night, it's a Westwood One special presentation. NFL Schedule Release 26, hosted by Scott Graham and Mike Golick, with special guest NFL VP Mike North. What's your team's toughest stretch and where are the wins? We'll tell you Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern on Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Beck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Beck and Adam Abdalla.
You can download our podcast on Apple and Spotify. Also, check out our YouTube channel. You can watch the show live on YouTube each and every day. Beck and Abdalla Show. You can also call and text us at 310-840-4910. We're going to talk about the NBA Draft Lottery in just a moment. We were just talking about Aaron Rodgers. He's yet to show up in Pittsburgh for the Steelers, hasn't signed anything, and we don't know what's going on with Rodgers at this moment. We go to Markel in Chicago. I'm with Beck and Abdalla. What's up, Markel?
I have come to remove all doubt and solve the mystery. Aaron Rodgers is not in Pittsburgh. He's probably in the Maldives somewhere because he wants no parts of training camp. He will do anything he can. He does, he wants to move all of the pieces on the chessboard and hide his hands. He is not signing until probably just before the season starts, and how he's still able to do this because he no longer, to me, has the talent to dictate that type of policy, but he does. He's going to sign at the 11th hour so he can cash one more season of NFL checks, pad his retirement fund, and then hopefully by then the mystery of Aaron Rodgers will be solved and they will figure out that this guy has nothing really left. He's stunning the development of a franchise because the guys before, they still don't have their quarterback of the future, whether Aaron Rodgers signs on the dotted line or not, and he is going to stand in the way. He is that selfish that he will stand in the way of a franchise and bend them to his will, and it is just amazing to me. I've never seen anything like this.
Thank you, Markel. Thank you for the phone call. We appreciate you. You can always call Beck and Abdalla at 310-840-4910. I agree with him. I think Rodgers is going to milk this. He's going to try and stay away as long as possible, and then he's going to be in and play one more season with the Steelers.
It was June 5th last year when he signed. So
He's still got some time.
3-4 weeks, so.
It's Beck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports. Yesterday in Chicago, the NBA Draft Lottery took place at Navy Pier, not too far from where we're broadcasting from each and every day. We're in the NBC Towers, so if you're familiar with Chicago, it's not too far from where we're sitting right now. And how about this? Did we get lucky as Chicago Bulls fans? The Bulls jumped to 4th in the draft lottery. So the big winner, Washington. The Wizards will be selecting first in this year's NBA draft, which will take place June 23rd. It's a Tuesday night, June 23rd. That's when the first round will be. Wednesday, the 24th, will be the second round. It will all take place at Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. Washington with the first pick, Utah with the second pick, Memphis 3, Chicago 4, the Clippers, they're a big winner from yesterday as well. Clippers at 5, Brooklyn 6, Sacramento 7, Atlanta 8, Dallas 9, Milwaukee 10, 11 Golden State, 12 Oklahoma City, which was a pick from the Clippers, and then 13 and 14 will be Miami and Charlotte to round out the draft lottery. Two things to note. As of the last couple moments, ESPN and Shams Charania is reporting that Milwaukee is open for business on trading Giannis Antetokounmpo. Oh, so that news is now out there once again after the owner last week said that he would like something done before the NBA draft. And you get the draft lottery yesterday, Milwaukee picking 10th. Now it's time for open for business for Giannis to see if any of those teams above them sniffing around, the Utahs, the Memphis, Chicago, any of them, maybe they would want to move another first-round pick for Giannis Antetokounmpo. So that's out there. Washington with the number 1 pick, Chicago gets 4. How about that, Abdalla? That's pretty good. I love it.
I love it. I love
We're
it.
back.
I love it. I love it. Yeah,
We're back, baby.
Bulls are back. Bulls are back. Let's hope Caleb Wilson falls. Something like that falls to the Bulls. Excuse me. And listen, the Wizards are the big winner here. They have a chance at Darren Peterson, AJ DeBonsa, one of those guys. And then, Cameron Boozer probably after that. And then Caleb Wilson or Cameron Boozer to the Bulls at 4. And then after that, you can get, the Kingston Flemings, the Voglers, the Darius Acuffs, and so on and so forth. This news from Shams Charania about Giannis Antetokounmpo coming from the owner now, and not Giannis saying that he would like a trade, or his camp saying that he would like a trade. This is now coming from the owner, saying that, a few weeks ago, a couple days ago, really last week, saying that he would like a resolution to Giannis before the draft, and the only solution to that before October would be a trade, because we know that the rules of the NBA dictate you can't give an extension until October. The only thing that could happen before the draft would be a trade, and now the news from Shams saying that they are looking and are open for business if someone wants to make an offer for Giannis Antetokounmpo before the NBA draft here in a few weeks.
Yeah, so when you look at the Wizards situation, there was the report yesterday that they are going to be willing to listen to offers, and the assessment that was made by the GM is that if they can look at the top 4 players and see that Darren Peterson, Cameron Boozer, AJ DeBonsa, or Caleb Wilson, that they're all kind of interchangeable, that Washington would be open for business moving back. Not moving out completely, but moving back if someone else really wants to move to go get one of those guys, DeBonsa or Darren Peterson. So that's something to keep your eyes on with those top 4. It does feel like there's a top 4, and then there's like guys who are going to be really good, but they're not quite the franchise-changing players that you have at the top of the board. So with Washington there at number 1, Utah getting rewarded for the tanking, getting that 2nd pick, Memphis getting that 3rd pick, that's interesting because it kind of feels like their star that they thought that they would have for a decade plus, and Ja Morant is on his way out. And then Chicago at 4. And Abdalla, if you're right, I think Caleb Wilson is the hope, because when you look at those 4 players, the one thing I see from Caleb Wilson is a guy that is an attacker of the rim. He's a dog. He seems to be very aggressive offensively, which I love, and he has a good shot. He kind of reminds me of super young Kevin Garnett because he's active defensively as well. Lengthy. He's 6'10", 215. Like, that's the guy I want. And if the Bulls were able to pick at 4 and select Caleb Wilson, he immediately will be their best player, and he immediately will be their star of the future.
Yeah.
And for you and I to be Chicago Bulls fans, that's something that is extremely exciting, because even if he goes higher and it's Cam Boozer, Boozer's going to be a really good player for a long time in the NBA. You can't go wrong with either Boozer or Wilson. Right now, today, I want Wilson.
It's nice to say that there's a 4-player draft and for once not say, well, the Bulls are picking 5th. That's great.
Yeah, so there you go. Draft lottery yesterday. Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports. We have some schedule news in the NFL. We'll tell you about that coming up next.
This is Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will be in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Beck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Beck and Adam Abdalla.
Welcome in to Beck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, SiriusXM, Channel 375, and all of our great radio affiliates around the country. I'm Chris Beck, along with Adam Abdalla, broadcasting live each and every day from Chicago, hanging out with you until 3 Eastern. If you want to call or text the show, you can do so at 310-840-4910. This is a big week, Abdalla. This is what I'm going to deem this week to me is trickle week.
Easy, bro. bro.
It's but we you know.
Are you trickling?
Well, it's you know how it works.
You stay over there if you're trickling. Don't you trickle me, okay?
It's one of those things, Abdalla, with the NFL this week, Thursday night, the schedule release on Thursday night.
Yeah.
The upfronts for all the streaming partners are taking place this week. And the reason to point out that the upfronts are taking place are because each day you get something new that trickles out for the NFL schedule. That's right.
Yes.
It's trickle week. Yes, you're right. If it's something else, you should probably see a doctor.
See a doctor for that.
Don't go by the medical advice of Beck and Abdalla. Here on Westwood One Sports. But to me, as the schedule is, because at this point, we are now moving past leaks, and now we are getting trickle of real information.
Yeah.
Like earlier today, it was announced that, yes, we get it. Sunday Night Football, the first Sunday of this season, week 1, the Dallas Cowboys, the New York Giants. That's your first matchup on Sunday Night Football. Yes, it's starting to trickle out.
Welcome to the NFL, John Harbaugh.
Yes, the NFL.
Oh, wait a minute.
They are releasing the schedule, and that's how we get things situated. And we get started on a Sunday night as we get the Cowboys and the Giants.
Let's break it down, Chris. The Giants are a 1.5 point home dog here on DraftKings. Let's break it down. Go ahead.
All right, so in the matchup, what's going to have to take place is I think the Giants are going to have to get to Dak Prescott. And if they can get to Dak Prescott and force Dak into making mistakes late in the game, I think if Dak can do that and Jackson Dart can stay in the game. And maybe not run as much as last year. No, I mean,
it's in the game.
I know you're kidding, but this is what when we start to get these little pieces of breadcrumbs of the NFL schedule, trickling out this week as the releases are taking place.
Trickle.
We get to look forward to what we have. We know that Seattle will open the season.
Mm-hmm.
There seems to be a lot of rumors and hot chatter that because the Giants and the Cowboys were both possible teams to play against Seattle in that opening game.
Yeah.
That now that if you eliminate those two teams from that weekend, there is a lot of chatter out there that the Chicago Bears will be playing the Seattle Seahawks in that opening game.
Yes.
A lot of chatter. Now, we are both in Chicago. I know locally there's a lot of rumor and whispers that that's the case. And I know nationally that's also been out there. I think Michael Wilbon said it on ESPN last week.
Yeah.
That the Bears are playing the Seahawks in the opener. Mm-hmm. It hasn't been confirmed, but that's out there.
Well,
there's more stuff that's out there.
If you look at like the graphic that the NFL put out for the schedule release, not that this matters, but like Caleb Williams is very forefront on that.
Well,
and
he is, and so are the Seahawks.
So are the Seahawks.
The Buffalo Bills.
And
then Myles Garrett, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
So what is that about?
I don't know.
So are they trying to signify that, let's look it up. Do the Browns and the Buffalo Bills play each other this year? Is that who the Bills will open the stadium with? Because maybe that's what the NFL is trying to be sneaky about, is that they're putting Myles Garrett on that graphic because the four players are Josh Allen, Caleb Williams, Myles Garrett, and Jackson Smith and Jigba. Those are the four players on the graphic teasing the schedule release on Thursday. So if Buffalo plays Cleveland,
I don't think they do.
Okay, so so maybe you don't take anything away from the graphic.
Maybe it doesn't matter. But Mike Garafolo,
but isn't that an odd collection of players to put on there?
It is. But Mike Garafolo was also, the NFL Network was also pointing out that there's rumblings that it's going to be Seahawks and Bears. That there are rumblings that this is the way. And then Ian Rappaport quote tweeted it with the little thinking emoji.
And
so
thinking.
Yeah, the rumblings are that Thursday Night Football is going to open with Seahawks and Bears, and that's what it's not going to be the opening game because we know the opening game is Wednesday night with the Rams and the 49ers in Australia. That is your NFL opener because it has to be in Australia because the NFL has to be everywhere all the time, in every country, everywhere, all at once.
You seem to be annoyed with that.
Well, the coaches don't want it. The players don't want it. The only people that want this are Roger Goodell and the executives at the NFL. Nobody else wants to go to Australia. Ask the players. Ask the coaches. You had one head coach, Kyle Shanahan, openly mocking going to Australia at the head coaches' meetings, at the owners' meetings earlier this year, and saying that he didn't want to go because of the strain it puts on them travel-wise, that they don't want to be playing in this game. And then you actually get to open the season on Thursday with the defending champions and the Seahawks probably hosting the Chicago Bears.
That's what everyone is pointing to. So, yeah, Abdalla's right. So that's the Wednesday, September the 9th game. Seattle is the team that will be at home. We have yet to see a actual release from the NFL on who Seattle is hosting in that game. Thursday, and we know this, and we've known it for some time, San Francisco against Los Angeles. The game's being played in Melbourne, Australia. The kickoff is a Friday, 10:35 a.m. local time for those who are there down under. The game will air here in the States at 8:35 Eastern. So it'll be a night game. It'll be the Thursday night game. And then we know now, as of today, that Dallas will be at New York, the Giants, for Sunday night football to kick off week 1 of the National Football League in 2026.
Can't wait.
Yes. And it's a perfect opportunity for me to remind you that Thursday night at 8 Eastern here on Westwood One Sports, we have a special presentation. The NFL Schedule Release 26, hosted by Scott Graham and Mike Golick, with special guest NFL VP of Scheduling Mike North. We'll announce and break down the schedule, including primetime, international, and holiday games, with guest appearances from players, coaches, and other Westwood One football names that you will recognize. That's Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on Westwood One Sports. Can't wait to listen to that.
Yeah.
Scott Graham is fantastic, the voice of the NFL, and Mike Golick is incredible. So to break down the NFL schedule, to have the VP of scheduling from the NFL to participate in the show is going to be awesome access for Westwood One Sports as we will continue here, as I call it, Trickle Week.
Easy, buddy.
Because we will get more released as the week goes.
I don't want to print those shirts.
Trickle Week?
I don't want to print those shirts, or I don't want to trademark that. I would have called it like Drip Week.
Joe, that's not, that's
because we get
worse.
little drip drops like out of the faucet. We get little drips and drops out of the faucet. Drip Week.
So for you to know, like I mentioned the upfronts taking place for all the television networks and the streaming partners. So today, the 11th, NBC has their upfront, Fox this afternoon has their upfront, and Amazon has theirs. So I would expect more games to be released later on today.
Yeah.
No guarantee, but as Adam calls it, Drip Drop Week, and I call it Trickle Week. I think we will get some more trickling out later on this afternoon. Tomorrow, Disney has their upfront. Why is that important? Because of ESPN.
Monday Night Football.
So you will get something. I'm guessing you will find out the Monday Night Football pairing for week 1. So that will be likely to happen tomorrow. On Wednesday, the NFL Network has their upfront. Netflix has theirs.
There you go.
And YouTube has their upfront.
All right.
So those are the drip, drop, and trickle, items for the week as we kind of go along here, counting down the days to Thursday when we get the full schedule. A couple other things to note. This is from Adam Schefter from earlier this morning. This is not necessarily news, but this is dates on the calendar as you plan your football year.
Oh, okay. Hold
dates
on.
on the calendar.
Hold on. Let me get out my iCal real quick.
Okay, here. As we plan the football year, the Hall of Fame game, the Panthers and the Cardinals, will take place Thursday, August 6th. The way I look at it, the moment the Hall of Fame game starts, summer is almost over, right? Like you football season is there when you get to the Hall of Fame game. So August 6th is when we have the Hall of Fame game. Wednesday, September 9th, we know, is set for the season opener, and Seattle will host that game. January 10th, Sunday, January 10th of 2027 will be the final Sunday of the regular season. So
Already?
the season this year will run all the way until January 10th.
God, and they want to add another week?
And the Super Bowl next year will be February 14th, 2027, SoFi Stadium, Super Bowl 61 in Inglewood, California, as the 14th. That was also Valentine's Day. So there you go.
What are you going to tell your wives and girlfriends?
And then what? The 15th is a holiday too, right?
Yes.
So like you get all together.
That is President's Day. That is President's Day. So you get your wish for all of the people that is like, what? We should make it a holiday because we need the day off after the Super Bowl. You get it. You get your day off. Congratulations.
So there you go. So there it is. And we, like we said here on Block and Abdalla, we will continue to get the trickle, and we will continue with the drip drops throughout the week, and we will let you know the latest.
Is Dick Trickle still alive?
The race car driver?
Yeah. No, he's dead. I was hoping he could be our sponsor of Trickle Week. He could read. We could get him to read the announcements every time we got a leak. We could be like, and now we go to Dick Trickle.
Yeah, here he is.
And he rides up on. He pulls up on a car.
Hello.
he reads.
I've got thoughts for you.
He's like Thursday. He reads the first Amazon game. I'm Dick Trickle.
Yes.
He reads
All
the
right.
first game.
Yes, thank you, Dick Trickle.
Come on, that would be funny.
Male.
Easy.
Easy, buddy.
Massive laying there.
No, he's not laying there. Get out of here. All right. So Abdalla, we also have news in the NFL every day. Do we have to do this every day?
What now? What do we do now?
On TMZ.
What? Oh, again?
There's another photo of Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel.
Okay.
There's another photo out there. This is something that is every single day. This story started on a rooftop in Sedona, Arizona.
Okay.
So they're in Arizona, interlocking their fingers on a roof. Never seen that before, but it happened. And there was a photog. Someone took a picture. Boom. Started this whole scandal.
Mm-hmm.
Vrabel was out there at practice, rookie minicamp over the weekend, looking fresh.
Oh, no surprise.
Looking good.
No surprise.
Looking good.
Yeah.
For our guy Vrabel.
Yeah.
So he's out there, but apparently there's a new photo that has now dropped. So let's count the locations. So we got the Sedona rooftop.
Yep. One.
We had last week, we had the boat rental in Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another one.
Mm-hmm.
We have had a casino situation. I don't know the specifics of the casino.
Blackjack.
But there was a blackjack table that they were seeing.
Mm-hmm.
There was a close canoodling in a bar
some
in
pecking,
New York.
Some pecking.
Some light pecking of the cheek in New York. So we've got multiple locations now.
Yeah.
Abdalla, we now have a fifth location of a photo of Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel seen together.
Yes. So
fifth photo?
We
okay.
Go to TMZ.
Well, yes. And before you give the location, I mean, this is because they are just all over the world. Just where are these two in this photo? Yeah, it's...
Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini.
Okay.
All right.
So where are they now?
They are at a Super Bowl party.
A Super Bowl party this year?
No, before the 2022 Super Bowl.
Lord. What? We're just saving photos of Rossini and Vrabel on our phones? What are we doing?
At the Forum in LA.
Oh, man.
And it was a gathering for the NFL honors, it looks like.
So the week in between or right before the Super Bowl weekend?
Right before the Super Bowl. Yeah, this is right before the Super Bowl. And this, okay, I'm going to be honest with you.
So this is from TMZ. There's a new photo out there.
This is from TMZ.
Rossini, Vrabel, new photo.
In this picture, this looks like, now let's be honest with you. Okay, Mike Vrabel, current NFL head coach, former NFL player.
Yeah.
Tall man.
Big dude.
Tall man.
Big dude.
Rossini.
Large male.
Yeah, big dude.
Rossini, short lady.
Little lady.
Short lady.
Yes.
Okay. He is bending over.
Oh, easy.
to get within earshot of her because it is a party.
Yeah,
it is
she's
loud.
Shorter. She's shorter. I
She
get it.
has her arm around him.
Oh, no.
And she is saying something into his ear.
Okay.
There is absolutely nothing wrong or promiscuous about this photo whatsoever. If someone had showed you this photo out of context and just said, here's a photo of a reporter and a coach, you would have been like, yeah, okay, and? There is nothing wrong with this photo. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this picture.
So why is TMZ putting it out?
Because it happens to be a picture of Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel. That's it.
That someone had on their phone.
That someone probably had like of a video that they were taking, and they were like, oh, I remember being at this party where they were at, and they just went through the video, and they probably took a screenshot of the video. That's what this looks like. It doesn't look like they took a picture of them. This just looks like they're not hugging. They're not holding hands. They don't have their arm around each other. She's trying to talk to him at a loud party.
It's a photo from behind.
Easy.
of the room. It's like they're in the room and,
yes.
And they're facing away.
This is an NFL honors party where it's coaches and reporters and NFL people are talking to each other. There is nothing wrong with this photo. There's nothing wrong with this.
But there's something new every day.
I understand that, but this specific photo cannot be handed into evidence. Throw this out. Throw this out.
Throw it out.
Throw this out.
All right, TMZ, try harder.
Throw this out. Yeah, try harder, TMZ.
This isn't going to work. This is just two
people. Come on,
people.
Harvey Levin. What are you doing?
Looking like they're having a conversation at a party.
Yeah, what are we doing here?
I mean, we're just looking around all over the world. Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
All over.
Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini.
Oh, jeez.
I'm striking this from the record. I would like to put this as the 5th location, but I don't think I can. I don't think you can. Can you? Look at this picture. Look at this picture. Can you honestly say that there's anything wrong with this?
No.
They're talking to each other at a party.
No. Now, if you had video footage of that.
Okay, sure.
And okay, so where the placement of her hand, if it lingered, perhaps you could have something.
Easy cranberries.
If it lingered, perhaps you could have something there. Maybe you could have the start of something.
Okay, fine.
But yeah, you're right. That's two people
just
at
talking.
A party where I'm guessing there's loud music trying to have a conversation.
Of course it's two people in the NFL talking to each other.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything.
Now, in context, because we know that this is an ongoing thing from years ago, sure, you can say, okay, maybe something is going on and they're maybe planning a rendezvous later. I'm just saying, allegedly.
What are you saying?
Allegedly.
Sure.
But out of context, this is just you could put anybody here. You could put any head coach and any reporter, and I would say, okay, they're just talking to each other. Who cares?
All right, so that's the update. As of right now, here on Beck and Abdalla, yes, that's it. It doesn't look like much of anything. It does not seem that they signed waivers together to enter said party as a couple. It does not look like that.
Now, did they leave together?
Who knows? I don't know. I have no idea.
Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini.
Beck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Should Victor Wembanyama have been suspended for Game 5? He will not be suspended. That's the report from ESPN. Should he, though? We will break that down coming up next right here on Westwood One Sports.
Thursday night, it's a Westwood One special presentation. NFL Schedule Release 26, hosted by Scott Graham and Mike Golick, with special guest NFL VP Mike North. What's your team's toughest stretch, and where are the wins? We'll tell you Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern on Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
Is Beck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Beck and Adam Abdalla.
That's right, hanging out with you every weekday right here on Westwood One Sports, on the air until 3 Eastern, broadcasting each and every day from the great city of Chicago. And now it's time to go look for Raj Sharon in parts unknown in Colorado. And that's where we find him today for one-on-one with Raj. Hello, Raj.
Hello, fellas. I'm glad you found me and rescued me from that Sasquatch you just saw over the way.
Raj Sharon.
Well, definitely in a better spot than Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini. All right, guys, time to go. 1-on-1.
Love it.
I'm sorry, that one was just there with the drop. All right, let's start off in the NBA. We had the breaking news earlier from Shams Charania. Shout out Abdalla, home team. Victor Wembanyama is not going to miss Game 5. So I ask, Wemby did or did not deserve to be suspended for Game 5? Abdalla?
I think he did. I think if you watch the replay, like there's an obvious look. There's a change in momentum in the elbow. Like he obviously like cocked it back and swung. Like he knew what he was doing. I know this is his first offense. Like this isn't something that he's done in the past. He doesn't have a history of being aggressive or anything like that. It didn't cause a fight. He walked off the court right away. He didn't try to argue. He was just like, oh, I'm out. I don't even know what this means. Okay, flagrant 2, I'm out. Okay, cool. And he left. However, this was pretty egregious. Like he elbowed a dude in the head. Like you gotta leave and you should be suspended for the game. But the NBA wants its star out there. It's the only game that night. And I think that the NBA just wants, and I think that the timing of it too. If this was in the second half of the game and he only missed like a quarter and a half, I think that they probably would have suspended him for the next game. But because it was so early in the second quarter, they're probably like, look, if he was out there, the Spurs probably would have won the game. I mean, they were winning for most of that game up until about 3 minutes left in the game. So I think that they were like, look, they lost the game. He wasn't there. He served, he did his time, and now he's going to be out there. But I think it's wrong. He should have been suspended.
And Abdalla, to your point, literally 5 minutes ago, just got a press release from NBC Sports. The headline: Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs host Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves in crucial Game 5 tomorrow. Black?
Yeah, he did deserve to get suspended for Game 5. I like the way Adam explained that. I think the track record in the NBA, when you have a physically violent aggression to someone's head where you can see intent, and I don't care what he says after the fact, in the video, you can tell he saw his target. There was the wind up, follow through connection. That to me it's one of the, outside of someone straight up punching someone else in the face, I don't know if I've ever seen a player do that. Just load up the bow and just strike.
Yeah.
And I like Victor Wembanyama. I don't think he's a dirty player, and he clearly has never done something like this before. And he's getting the leeway to play in Game 5 because of what the league wants from him. The league desperately wants him to be the guy that doesn't let the Thunder dynasty take hold.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
Yeah.
That's what this is. Because and they still lost, Game 4, but if he doesn't play in Game 5 and the Timberwolves win this series, the Thunder are going to the finals.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think Minnesota has enough to beat the Thunder. So I think that it's a bigger picture thing. I don't think the league is happy with the returns that they've gotten with the success of the Thunder. And because of that, they need Wemby to succeed because he is the best bet to take out the Thunder in this year's playoffs. So I think he deserved to be suspended at least one game, Raj.
All right, guys, over to the NFL. The schedule comes out Thursday at 8. We're going to have our special presentation here on Westwood One Sports, and one of the big reveals, who will the Seahawks, the defending champions, open the season against? By process of elimination, we know it's either going to be the Kansas City Chiefs, maybe with Patrick Mahomes, maybe with Justin Fields, the LA Chargers, maybe with Madison Beer there if they're still together, the New England Patriots, maybe with Mike Vrabel still there, or your Chicago Bears. So I ask you, Black, who should the Seahawks open the season up against?
I think those are good options. Obviously, it's a process of elimination by figuring out what is already leaked to this point and also who the Seahawks host this season on their schedule. Honestly, I don't really feel the Bears vibe. I don't get that. I don't get the people wishing it into existence. Now, if that's really the truth and that's why it's been leaked, that people think it's the Chicago Bears that are going to play in this game, all right, cool. But honestly, if you're looking at numbers and you're looking at TV ratings and pop, don't you go with Kansas City? And you just kind of play by the idea that Mahomes will be ready. If we heard Andy Reid last week say that Mahomes is ahead of schedule and he's hoping that he can participate in OTAs at the end of this month, it's Kansas City. Kansas City, Seattle, that's the biggest matchup you can go with to start the season. And then I would also say a rematch of the Super Bowl is more desirable than Chicago. I would go, this is how I rank the 4 teams that Raj gave to us. I would rank it Kansas City, New England, Chicago, and then Los Angeles Chargers. That's how I would rank
Throw the Chargers out. That does nothing for me. I get, why you could put it up there, but throw the Chargers out, whatever. I don't think you can risk putting Kansas City there and having any shadow of a doubt, even if it's 10% that Mahomes won't be ready. You can't risk it. Opening night, you can't risk it. You can't risk it.
He's going to be available,
I understand.
man.
I understand it, but you can't risk it. You cannot risk it.
Well, okay, you say this, yet any player in the National Football League from here until September 9th.
I understand that.
Could get injured.
But Mahomes is different. Drake May is healthy. Caleb Williams is healthy right now. You're making the schedule today. The schedule's it's made. It's done. When you made the schedule a week ago or whenever it was done and finalized, Mahomes might not have had that guarantee. So I don't think it's going to be the Chiefs. I would rip the Band-Aid off and just go with the Patriots. I would say you've got a rematch of the Super Bowl. It was the last game we saw.
I get it.
It's going to be the first game we see again.
I kind of like that too.
I like it too. I think it's great.
If the NFL made a tradition of that, if the schedules line up, like if the teams were expected to face off again the next year, I kind of like that being the first game.
And what do you think that the broadcast team is going to be talking about the Mike Vrabel situation? Like what? No. What do you think?
Maybe.
Unless she's on the Today Show that morning.
Yeah, see, and that's
okay.
Raj,
So whatever.
I don't think we. I think that was a conversation we had off.
Or maybe
the air,
she's on
Raj,
Friday morning and they tease it Thursday during the game.
Yeah, so off the air,
Okay,
we're having a
whatever.
conversation trying to guess on how they could sell these different matchups. And I said to you guys, wouldn't it be something if we don't hear from Rossini all summer and then we get the tease heading into that game, like Sunday Night Baseball? You got Benetti out there saying, and make sure you check out on Thursday or Wednesday morning, because the game's Wednesday.
Yeah.
Diane Rossini will sit down with Hoda.
Again, I don't think that
Big
the
numbers
general
right there.
I
Seahawks.
don't think that the general public cares as much as sports fans
I think
care.
people care.
I think people care.
I think
people care.
I don't think so.
In fact, Abdalla, I think more non-sports fans care than sports fans.
I think
I have had
those people
so
care
many
more than
non-sports
we
fans ask me about this story. It's like when the Olympics come around and they're like, "Oh, are you guys all over the Olympics? You work in the sports thing, right?" Now I'm hearing about this Diana Rossini story
I've had
with Mike Vrabel.
I agree.
Single family member or anybody be like, Diana Rossini or Mike Vrabel. I've had Patriots, people that I know that follow the Patriots and sports ask me about it, but not that.
No, I think this is bigger than sports now.
I would say the Patriots first, Bears second, and then the Chiefs, and then the Chargers. I just don't think you can risk it with Patrick Mahomes not being out there.
All right, Abdalla, back over to the NBA, fresh off sweeping the 76ers. Who's the Knicks' tougher potential matchup? Is it Cade Cunningham and the Pistons, or is it Spida, James Harden, and the Cavs?
I think it's the Pistons based on the physicality that they play with, the volume of threes that they can hit. They're kind of a live-by, die-by situation, but, so are the Knicks. So I think that they match up with them. They should be, and, because the Cavs, it's Harden or nothing with them. So I think they've been relying on that. I would be more worried about the Pistons. I would want the Cavs because Harden's not going to show up. So I would want the Cavs over the Pistons. I think it's going to end up being the Pistons. So if I'm the Knicks, I would be rooting for the Cavs to come back and win this.
Oh, see, I disagree with you. I think that the harder matchup for the Knicks will be the Cavs. I think having Mitchell and Harden in the backcourt, having the size with Evan Mobley and also with Allen down low, I think Cleveland is a tougher team for New York than Detroit because of the lack of shooting from the outside for the Pistons. The Pistons can go cold for stretches of time. You have to be able to score with this Knicks squad. So I think it will, and I get it. You have a traffic cone on one side with Jalen Brunson on defense, and you got an even less mobile traffic cone and James Harden on the other side.
I was going to say, I know he's not going to show up, though.
The two of them could just guard each other and just score.
They just cancel each other out?
Yeah.
Cancel each other out.
I think Cavs will actually be the tougher matchup.
Okay. All right, guys, NFL schedule again on Thursday. Holiday games, and we have an extra one, a new one now this year. What do you think is the coolest holiday game you're looking forward to on the schedule? Is it the new one, the Thanksgiving Eve? Is it the Thanksgiving Day game itself, or in this case, one of the triple headers? Is it the Black Friday game, the day after Thanksgiving, or is it playing on Christmas Day itself? Bleck?
Okay, my favorite holiday game in the NFL is always the Thanksgiving early day game. So that first game hosted by the Detroit Lions, that's my favorite game. And I know that the ratings go with the Cowboys game because that's when, people are not running around in the morning. They're getting ready for dinner. And the Cowboys on in the afternoon is the one that gets the mega big number on that day. But I like the Thanksgiving Day games. Those are the best holiday games to me. The Christmas thing, quite honestly, is something that it's cool that it's on, but usually Christmas Day is so busy to begin with that I don't get a chance to sit and just watch football all day long. Where on Thanksgiving, I can kind of get away with it. I do think it'll be interesting. The Blackout Wednesday game.
Yeah.
Thursday, before the Thursday of Thanksgiving Eve.
Yeah.
Blackout Wednesday. There'll be a game that everyone can watch, which it's cool because I think when you gather together at your local bars the night before Thanksgiving, it's usually college basketball that's on, right? You have the holiday tournaments taking place.
Feast week, yeah.
So you got college basketball, you have an NFL game. All right, pretty cool. I like that.
I agree with you. It's Thanksgiving. I like Thanksgiving, the games. I don't have a preference to the morning or the afternoon, but I would suggest this. So we have the set Lions, Cowboys. Can we get a set team in the night game? Can we get a night host every year?
Well, it used to be the Egg Bowl.
No, I know that. And then that went away because the
Shout out
NFL,
to Ole Miss. And
that was awesome.
Mississippi
So
State.
can we get a set team to host the night game every single year?
I like that idea.
Because we have the Lions hosting, we have the Cowboys hosting, and then
I like it.
can we have a team that we know is going to host a night game every single year?
Raj, if there was a city that could embrace that, who would you point to?
Maybe the Giants? I'm thinking something like that, yeah. The Giants?
Okay. All right.
All right. Another East,
Big
another
Apple.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, big market.
Okay.
The biggest market. Yeah, something like that. All right, and finally, guys, we'll go back to the NBA for the last question. Abdalla, the biggest story coming out of the draft lottery was the unabashed, unapologetic tanking Wizards hitting the jackpot at number 1, the surprising Chicago Bulls jumping all the way up to 4, or the Indiana Pacers being left out because of the Zubac trade and losing their pick to the Clippers. What's the story of the draft lottery, Abdalla?
I mean, I do feel bad for the Pacers. They've never drafted number 1. That trend is going to continue for them. As a Bulls fan, it's awesome. I love it. I do, the Jazz owner is a huge BYU booster as well.
Yeah.
So I wonder if he makes the move to trade up. He basically paid for AJ Devonsa to go to school.
I like that.
Does he wait to see if he falls, or does he trade up with the Wizards? So maybe, in a way, it's the Jazz and the Wizards because they may trade up. He may trade up because the Wizards have basically said we're open for business, like you said earlier. So I think it's the Wizards and the Jazz. I think that's the story with a little bit of the Pacers because they just continue to have horrible luck with that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll take the bait, Raj. It's the Bulls. I think the fact it's the Bulls and the Clippers. The Clippers getting up to 5 because the Clippers are in a situation where they don't really have a bright future and direction. So to get to 5 and maybe land a player that could change the franchise, I think is notable. And in Chicago, if the Chicago Bulls get a star out of this, moving up to 4 when they should not have been drafting there, that's the story. Obviously, Washington and Utah getting rewarded for tanking. I think my side thought to this, guys, would be sitting here today. To me, the issues and the complaining about tanking throughout the season don't really matter anymore. Mm-hmm. Now that I have the draft lottery in front of me, I don't really care that the way it took place. I don't know.
No.
Like I'm sure there are people around the NBA who are upset at what took place, the tanking in season, but
and now it's not going to matter.
I don't have a problem with the worst team in the league being rewarded with the number 1 pick in Washington.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
And that does it for one-on-one, guys.
Thank you, Raj. Appreciate it. I mean, it's a good conversation to kind of look at because, today you look at the order. Utah tanked, and they did it in like a fashion where they didn't try and hide it.
No, not at all.
They're rewarded. Number 2 overall.
Yeah.
Doesn't really bother me.
Nope.
Now, if you're a Pacer fan today, yeah, it stinks.
Yeah, you're pissed.
Also, don't make trades where you give up draft rights based on draft lottery odds.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's all. I mean, there was a chance yesterday that Oklahoma City Thunder had a chance to land in the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been crazy.
Yeah, it would have been.
But they didn't. I'm actually okay. And also, how about the Bulls?
I like it.
It's pretty great.
I like it for Bulls fans.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Save on commercial auto insurance from Progressive. Get a fast quote at progressivecommercial.com. It's Beck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Here in the offseason in the NFL, we've talked about a quarterback and a head coach who may be at odds. Sean Payton with the Denver Broncos and Bo Nix, quarterback who has had ankle surgery and whether or not he'll be ready to go for the start of the season. Some of the conversation around the Broncos to this point this season has been a topic we've discussed. Are Sean Payton and Bo Nix cool? Are they on the same page? We'll hear from Sean Payton coming up next.
Thursday night, it's a Westwood One special presentation. NFL Schedule Release 26, hosted by Scott Graham and Mike Golick, with special guest NFL VP Mike North. What's your team's toughest stretch, and where are the wins? We'll tell you Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern on Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will be in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Beck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Beck and Adam Abdalla.
You can always check out our podcast on Apple and Spotify. Also, watch the show live on YouTube. Beck and Abdalla show live each and every day right here on YouTube. Also, SiriusXM channel 375, hanging out with you until 3 Eastern. It's Beck and Abdalla. You can also call or text the show at 310-840-4910. A couple of texts off the conversation we were just having here on the show with Wembanyama not getting suspended for the elbow thrown. He will play in Game 5. From the 209, Chad in California says he thinks the NBA got it right by not suspending Wemby. He thought it was a good elbow. I like good elbows. Easy. The NBA needs more of this. If you have the ball and you're not running, there should be an elbow thrown anyway. Love it. Okay, so that's Chad. He loves the elbows.
All right, Chad.
From the 949, avoid elbows from Abdalla while playing pickup games with him. He's like Wemby. You throw dirty bows while playing pickup games?
I'm throwing bows here, apparently. Okay, all right.
When was the last time you threw a bow in a pickup game?
I don't know when the last time I played a pickup game was to be throwing bows. So
I don't want to tell the Abdalla pickup game story. I don't want to do that to him. I don't want to put that out there for a national audience on Abdalla's basketball expertise on the court.
Yeah.
All right, 7:08. Tell Abdalla the lock for the night game on Thanksgiving should be in Vegas. Vegas should own that. Every Thanksgiving night game should be Vegas. We were talking about
not a bad idea.
How Dallas and Detroit have the two games. Detroit always the early game, Dallas the afternoon game. The night game rotates. We were saying maybe it should be at the same spot every year.
That's not a bad idea. I thought it should be a West Coast team anyway because of the timing, and I thought it maybe should be the Chargers. there's not a lot of Chargers fans anyway.
All right.
Their
Wow,
games
shots
usually
fired at Chargers fans.
Yeah, I mean their games sound like road games usually, and so do Vegas games. To be honest, so it's a lot of people that travel. So if you don't want to, hang out, maybe make a road trip out of it, take your family to Vegas for the holidays and go see a game.
Yeah, a lot of people that travel. It's transient. There's airports.
Yeah,
there's hotels.
Exactly. Do that.
Thanks, cowherd.
Go to Vegas for Thanksgiving and go see your team.
Black and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Are Sean Payton and Bo Nix cool? Here's Sean Payton with an update on Bo Nix.
Let me go through clearly with Bo Nix where he's at. He's doing great. He'll be well ahead of time for training camp. I think there's a good chance we see him in this off-season program in June. We're going to be the ones kind of holding him back, if you will. The follow-up procedure was not a surprise. We feel real good about where he's at. And you guys will have a chance to see it, here in a few weeks. But full speed by training camp. We just want to be smart relative to holding him back a little.
Okay, so that's Sean Payton, the update on the ankle. They want to be smart. Sounds like everything's going to be good with the ankle with Bo Nix. Now, there's been a little friction between the two. Sean Payton and Bo Nix here in the offseason. All around the ankle stuff. There's also things that you've seen on TV, on the sidelines, the quarterback and the head coach, maybe not on the same page. Sean Payton addressed it. Is there friction between he and Nix?
No. That all started. Listen, he and I have been on the same page, and he's doing great with it. Like the communication, and none of that's been an issue. No, it's he laughs because he knows kind of where he got ticked off, and anyway, he's good.
Whoa, okay, all right. Sounds very Russell Wilson-esque.
Yeah.
And when you get the listen, like 2 seconds in, listen. He laughs.
Listen,
funny,
bro.
Funny jokes.
Listen, he and I have been on the same.
Listen,
we're fine. Listen.
We're fine.
Okay.
We're fine.
All right.
Mom and Dad aren't fighting. We're
Sure.
fine.
Listen.
We're fine.
Dad's just going to stay in a hotel for a little bit.
We're fine.
He's got business to conduct.
Yeah.
And what is this? Betty and Don Draper?
We're fine.
Trying to tell the kids that Don's just going to stay away for a little bit?
We're fine.
No.
Next thing you know, Henry Francis is moving in.
Hey, yo.
I mean, he didn't wait for it to.
No.
He just
not at all.
Moved right in there.
Neither did Don, though.
All right. Well, you know what they say.
The large male.
Easy there. Easy. All right. So there you have it from Sean Payton himself. Everything's good. He's laughing about it. Listen, he's laughing. You think everything's good there?
I mean, he says it is, right? You got to believe him. Do you? Because I
don't know if I do.
What else are you going to do? Aaron Rodgers is supposedly maybe in Pittsburgh. You really don't have another choice.
No, you don't. Not at this moment. Especially for a team like Denver that is expected to be a Super Bowl contending team.
Yeah.
They were good enough last year. If Bo Nix stays healthy, they win that game. They're in the Super Bowl in San Francisco against the Seattle Seahawks.
It doesn't sound like might be ready. Everything's going according to plan, though. He's right where we want him to be.
Listen,
he's doing great with it.
Was expected.
Yeah, sure.
Uh-huh.
All the procedures, they were all above board.
Yeah,
That's
we love more
wanted.
procedures. Yeah.
Second procedures.
Okay.
Yes. All right, that's Sean Payton over the weekend speaking to the media in Denver. It's Black and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Are the Vikings going to have a true competition at quarterback? We'll talk about that coming up next.
This is Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Beck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Beck and Adam Abdalla.
That's right, Beck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, Sirius XM Channel 375, all of our great radio affiliates around the country. I'm Chris Beck with Adam Abdalla, broadcasting live from downtown Chicago each and every day, on the air until 3 Eastern, and then we'll hand it off to Jim Rome right here on Westwood One Sports. If you want to join the show, you can call or text us at 310-840-4910 as we're hanging out with you for the next hour here on Westwood One Sports. Did the Vikings, their quarterback situation, you and I have looked at this ever since they signed Kyler Murray. We thought that Kyler Murray would be their number one quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Have we learned over the weekend that perhaps the Vikings are taking this seriously and actually having a real quarterback competition?
I think that they've always said that they're going to have a real quarterback competition, that no matter what, that it would be a detriment for them not to. Like, J.J. McCarthy still, I wouldn't say deserves a chance to prove himself, but I don't think that anyone, and Kevin O'Connell refused to name a starter even after they signed Kyler Murray. Anytime he's had media availability, has said, hey, I'm not naming a starter. We're going to go through this process, and whoever shows himself to be the starter will be the starter, whether it's Kyler Murray, whether it's J.J. McCarthy. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's not like you're having a rookie come out there like this is, the future of the franchise, like the Raiders are doing. I think this is a unique situation where you have a guy who you're paying just over $1 million to come in and kind of resurrect his career, and a guy who you've seen in a handful of games, and he missed an entire year because he was injured. And when he was out there last year, he struggled for a little bit. He played decent to end the season last year, but he just has never taken to the coaching from Kevin O'Connell. And everyone assumes that Kyler Murray's going to win this job. So why not just say this is a true competition so you can get the most out of J.J. McCarthy and not just completely deflate him? Because quarterbacks are fragile. Like, if you just say, hey, Kyler's got the job, then J.J.'s just done. You know what I mean? You want, at a certain point, if Kyler Murray does play well and does take them to the playoffs or whatever, if he wants too much money at the end of this season, you might not be able to pay this.
Well,
he might go to a different team.
No,
so then you're stuck with J.J. McCarthy.
If he's any good, you're going to pay him. That's going to take place. I would also say Jeff Schwartz filled in for you a couple of weeks ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about quarterback situations and competitions around the National Football League and just competitions in general. Jeff played for a long time in the NFL. He said it's not real. Competition at positions is not real.
Yeah.
What it is the guy who's slated to make the most, that's the starter. And the guy who they expect to be there the longest is the starter.
So it's J.J. McCarthy. He's making more money.
So maybe that's the way to look at it.
No, technically, it's the guy who's better is Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's the better quarterback.
Right. So to me, there's no competition because Kyler Murray is by far the better quarterback.
Yes. He's going to be the guy.
The player that it would be most beneficial for the Vikings to get right would be J.J. McCarthy.
Yes.
But Kyler Murray's the better player.
They brought Kyler Murray in because they don't like what they're getting out of J.J. McCarthy. They don't like what they've seen out of the quarterback right now. They're also upset because of the way Sam Darnold turned out, and they're also upset the way that Daniel Jones turned out because he was in their building for a little bit, and then he went on.
Keep that.
I'm just telling you that the way the reports have been, this is what reports were. That Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah, their GM, was fired because of the way that Sam Darnold left the building and the way that Daniel Jones left the building. That's what was reported.
I'll take the Sam Darnold. The Daniel Jones, I still need to see more before I'm saying, wow, they really missed out on.
That's what the report said.
Daniel Jones.
I'm just telling you what's out there.
All right, Black and Abdalla, let's take a listen to this. Tom Pelissero was on ESPN television talking about the Vikings having a quarterback competition.
My understanding has been they envision it being a true competition, Kyler Murray versus J.J. McCarthy. And both these guys are going to go into this believing they're going to win this job. I don't know, frankly, how friendly that quarterback room is going to be. It is going to be a very competitive quarterback room. There are two players that have some things in common in terms of their skill set. Nobody moves like Kyler, but JJ's got good mobility. Kyler comes in, listen, he hasn't played in this offense. JJ's got 2 years in it. It's been a roller coaster ride. There's been some really good moments. There's been some not so good moments, and there have been a ton of injuries. Kyler also has dealt with injuries in recent years, since the torn ACL, and then obviously last year with the foot injury they never made it back from. It's going to be interesting to watch these guys duke it out because you've got JJ, who's got at least a foundation in the offense. You've got Kyler, who has shown ability. He's been to Pro Bowls. He's been to the playoffs. He's only 28 years old. This, to me, is going to be the most fascinating quarterback competition in the NFL. And from everything that I have understood, it is truly wide open. They're keeping an open mind as a coaching staff, and we'll see what direction it goes.
So that's Tom Pelissero on ESPN television saying that most compelling quarterback competition in the training camp era, in the camp coming up this summer, I would say it's going to be the Vikings, which I don't think will really be a competition. I think Kyler Murray will be the guy, or it will be Cleveland with what they have. And I think Deshaun Watson will be the guy in that competition.
I think Deshaun Watson is going to be that guy. I mean, are we really going to do what we think that Vegas is going to do with Kirk Cousins and Mendoza? Like, is Mendoza really not going to start? Are they going to give it to Kirk Cousins?
Slow play it.
They're going to, and they're not going to let Mendoza start.
I don't agree with it. It's not what I would do, but I think that's what they're indicating, is that that's how they're going to handle it.
I think we know 2 out of the 3. If that's what we know, that Kirk Cousins is going to start, albeit a wrong decision. You and I both think it's a wrong decision.
Yeah.
I think we know that Deshaun Watson is going to start, because I believe what, Jeff Schwartz said, follow the money. They're going to give him at least one more chance, because they're paying him for at least one more year, and then they can get rid of that contract after this season. So you might as well just see what he has going forward this season. And then if you want to call it a true quarterback competition, because going by what Jeff said, making the money, technically, JJ's making more money. But Kyler Murray's the better quarterback, and he's giving you a better chance to win. And we've heard from Vikings wide receiver Justin Jefferson said it around the Super Bowl when everybody was doing their, they go on the various media and all that kind of stuff, said it on the air. He put it out there. If we had better quarterback play, we would have been a better team.
Yeah.
And that's with J.J. McCarthy. Now, look, he got hurt for a few games. He wasn't out there for a few games. That's fine. But the fact of the matter is, he said it, that if Sam Darnold would have been there, they would have gone further. And so if Kyler Murray is the better quarterback, he's going to play, obviously. And he is the better quarterback when he's healthy. He wasn't healthy last year. So I don't think it's any surprise to anybody to expect that Kyler Murray is going to win this battle and be the Vikings starter moving forward.
So that's the latest with the Vikings from over the weekend and from Tom Pelissero. It's Beck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Last night, the New York Knicks beat the Sixers. They beat the brakes off them. 144-114, a sweep of the Philadelphia 76ers. New York moves on to the Eastern Conference Finals. They will await the winner of the Pistons and the Cavs series. And so the Knicks will get some time here. Game 4 is tonight for Pistons-Cavs. Detroit is up 2-1 in that game, in that series. So I think in this series, I think it will go 6 or 7. So I think as we look at this, New York's going to be sitting pretty, waiting for the conference finals. And a couple things that kind of pull out of last night's game in this series is, one, Abdalla, I think you were dead on. The New York Knicks can certainly win a championship this year. I don't know if they're better than the 3 teams in the West that we expect to be battling to come out of the West: Oklahoma City, San Antonio, and Minnesota. I'm sorry, Laker fans, you're not winning it. and tonight's probably your last game of the season. With that said, New York can beat a couple of those teams. I'm not sold yet that the Knicks can beat the Thunder, but I think Knicks-Thunder would be a finals matchup of the 2 teams that have played the best to this point in the NBA playoffs.
Here's the thing. We've seen the Knicks play 2 teams that when they've been punched in the mouth, they don't punch back. The Hawks have cowered, and they quit. And their last game of the series ended the same way, with the Knicks beating the 76ers, because when the Knicks punched the 76ers and the 76ers lost game 3, you knew how game 4 was going to go.
It was over. Game was over, man.
It was over before they even walked in the building. The fans started selling their tickets, and I'm not begrudging the fans for that. I would have done the exact same thing. It turned into Madison Square Garden West, and all the celebrities were there that you usually see at Knicks games. Everybody was there. The fans took over the arena, and you could just tell after the first quarter, when the Knicks were up 43-24, that was it.
Ball game.
The other teams in the West don't do that. The Timberwolves punch back. They're actually the aggressors. The Spurs,
they throw elbows.
They throw elbows, and they're not going to get suspended for it either. So they're an aggressive team. They play good defense. They can score at will, and we know that the Thunder are the best team in the NBA. So you're right. I don't think they're as good as either of the three teams left in the West. But right now, I don't see a team in the Cavs or the Pistons that'll be able to take out the Knicks, and they can just sit around and wait, and OG Anunoby can get healthy. He's been sitting the last 2 games. They didn't need him in the last 2 games, so he's been sitting and can get healthy as they wait the winner of the Pistons and the Cavs. And everybody else that has had to make up for that played really well. Jalen Brunson played well. Miles McBride played well. Karl-Anthony Towns played really well the last 2 games. So I think that right now, if you're a Knicks fan, you're sitting pretty and just waiting around, and I think they're better than both the Pistons and the Cavs, and I think they've got a ticket to the finals right now. And if they mess it up, there's a bigger problem than what's going on. Because I don't see how the Pistons or the Cavs can, if they keep, again, like I said it before, going into the series against the 76ers, if they're playing basketball like they did in Game 3 and Game 4, the Pistons and the Cavs can't beat them.
I think the Cavs are a better matchup for the Knicks, or a team that has a better chance at beating the Knicks. I think the Pistons are the better matchup for New York because I don't think the Pistons can score with the Knicks. So we'll see how that goes, and then that will continue on. Before we get to the other side of that conversation from yesterday and the sweep of the Knicks sweeping the Sixers, because I do want to talk about Philadelphia's situation. There are a couple of news and notes around the NBA that I just want to make sure that people are aware of. One, Victor Wembanyama will not be suspended for Game 5 against Minnesota in San Antonio. After getting ejected yesterday for throwing the elbow to Naz Reid's head, he is not going to be suspended. And that's from Shams Charania on ESPN. Shams also has a story posted on ESPN that now the Milwaukee Bucks are open for business on trade calls and offers for their 2-time MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo. As they enter the NBA draft combine and over the next 6 weeks, heading into the NBA draft, league and team sources have told ESPN that the Bucks are open for business on trade calls and offers on Giannis. So this is in the article from Shams Charania says that there is expected to be a robust market for Antetokounmpo's services. Ownership and the front office officials expect to maintain their trade deadline asking price of a young blue chip talent and or a surplus of draft picks, the source said. I'm guessing now I'm not quoting the piece from Charania anymore on ESPN.com. I'm guessing the first team that will step up to the plate and offer something will be the Miami Heat. I'm expecting to see that the Miami Heat will be linked to trying to land Giannis here in this offseason.
The Heat don't have a high enough draft pick, though.
Yeah, but they could perhaps waive Tyler Hero.
Okay.
Dangle him. You could dangle some other pieces.
Oh, yeah, they have the players to do it, but do they have the draft picks?
No, they don't have the draft picks, but they have pieces. I'm just saying, never rule out Pat Riley and the Miami Heat of trying to make their team better.
Yeah.
I'm guessing we will hear and see the same type of talk coming from San Francisco with the Golden State Warriors.
Yep.
And then you have to say, what do they have? I don't know. They don't really have anything.
No.
But they seem to be involved in every single time there's a big name that's available. And Giannis has been rumored to Golden State before.
Mm-hmm.
That's not something new. You know, I would also never say never and rule out the Lakers. I don't know how that would work. I'm just thinking about the teams that we're going to hear. The classics. You know, play the classics. You know, the hot rumor for a while in NBA circles was wait until New York flames out early in the playoffs, and they would be the ones that would go after Giannis. But if this team goes to the finals, I wouldn't trade for Giannis.
Why not? If they go to the finals and lose, trade for Giannis so you can win the finals.
No, that feels like you're. I would rather keep the cohesion of the group that got to this
point.
But you
lost the finals.
No, but if you got to the conference finals last year and you get to the finals this year, keep building. That's how I would handle it.
Yeah, you build with a better player.
You know, another team that, you know, there might be a lot of movement with how they handle their roster will be Philly.
Yeah.
The Sixers just get swept out, and they're in an interesting spot, right? They've got a great player, an all-world talent. When he's healthy, he's great. He's never won anything, though. Joel Embiid is 32 years old. He's never gotten to the conference finals. And he's often injured. And the Sixers have been a disappointment. And the trust the process era, I know, was a previous regime, the Sam Hinkie regime in Philly, but it just hasn't worked with Joel Embiid. And whether or not Nick Nurse gets fired for this, if there needs to be a change in the front office, they're kind of locked in. Joel Embiid, Paul George, Tyrese Maxey, they're all under contract until 2028.
Yeah.
Embiid's like new portion of his contract kicks in next year. So like he's going to be making like $57 million a year. And they haven't been able to win. And to add insult to injury, you also had the Knicks fans just bopping up and down the block in your own stadium the last two games.
They took that place over, man.
I mean, it was insane. I mean, listen, after the game, listen to Josh Hart trolling Philly fans yesterday.
Nah, man, because everybody was begging for Philly to not sell their tickets and all that stuff. So, man, I used to think Philly was a sports town. I don't know if it is anymore.
And you could hear a reporter in the background laughing. Here's Tyrese Maxey talking about the Knicks fans taking over in Philly.
It just sucks, bro. It just sucks, man. It just sucks. That's really all I can say about it, man. It's hard. It's definitely difficult. You know what I'm saying? And it's only one way to put a stop to it, and it's we have to go out there and win these games. Just being completely honest, we were better when we played them in the Garden this entire season. I know we lost game 2 and 1, but game 2 was better. Regular season was better. Here we was, I was telling them it felt louder here for them than it did in the Garden. And it's but we got to put a stop to it as a team. Winning these games, that's what's going to make, our fans louder than theirs or whatever. I don't know how to keep them out. I don't know the logistics of it, but it does suck. I can't even lie. It definitely does suck.
Yes, it sucks. And the way you keep them out is you win. And you have fans that want to be there and not sell their tickets. It's not on the fans. It's on you. You need to play better.
Yeah, win the games. And how about they won't sell their... If you won game 3, I guarantee you the fans wouldn't have sold their tickets for game 4.
No.
They would have been there.
No.
They would have showed up.
No. And so that's the situation in Philly. Now, after the game, we go to local ABC 6 in Philadelphia. This is a report taking place in the concourse of the stadium with Knicks fans bombarding the live shot on TV. Take a listen to this, ABC 6 in Philly.
We're in live inside Xfinity Mobile Arena tonight, Cheyenne. This game was brutal.
This is a Mother's Day massacre. I left my mom, you know what I mean, to spend time thinking that I'm going down with the ship, but I'm going down with the ship, so I gotta make it up to mama. Sell the team, fire Nick Nurse, everybody gone. Like Kyle Lowry, coach.
We're getting clowned. I got nothing. I think it was game 6 a few years ago when the Knicks beat us here and we walked out and they were chanting like this. It's worse this year.
They gotta play better defense. And I love Joel and I hope he stays. I love the whole team. They did amazing, but it's just heartbreaking. It really is. It's a wrap.
Oh, no. That was ABC 6 in Philly.
Why are we crying?
ABC 6 in Philly.
Why are we crying?
We're crying.
Why are we crying?
ABC 6 in Philly.
Why are we crying?
Oh, geez.
Why are we crying over a sweep?
That's a tough.
That's
a tough look.
This was not a game 7.
You have Josh Hart saying he thought Philly was a real sports town.
No.
And then you have a crying a grown woman on TV. A woman.
And I love Joel and I hope he stays. I love the whole team. They did amazing, but it's just heartbreaking.
Why are you crying?
It really is.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I mean, the kid knew what was happening.
The kid's the most sane out of all of them.
Sell the team, fire Nick Nurse, everybody gone. Like Kyle Lowry, coach.
Like Kyle Lowry, coach. Come on, everyone needs to go. I mean, the poor guy. Mother's Day, he goes to support his squad instead.
Yeah.
He
Leaves his mom at home.
He ditches his mom.
I ain't gonna lie, this is a Mother's Day massacre. I left my mom, you know what I mean, and spent time thinking that I'm going down with the ship, but I'm going down with the ship, so I gotta make it up to mom.
Why are we crying, though?
I don't understand this. This is insane.
And I love Joel, and I hope he stays.
I mean, we were crying?
This is not a Game 7 buzzer beater. This is not something that rips your heart out. You were getting swept. You knew in the first quarter.
She's crying.
How long has she been crying?
I don't know.
What is wrong with this?
I love Joel, and
She just loves Joel.
What are we doing here?
he stays. I love the whole team.
She loves the whole team, Abdalla.
He played like half the season. What are we doing?
They did amazing.
7-seed Sixers.
Heartbreaking. It really is.
Oh, no. That's a bad look, Philly. Come on. You were known as the hardos in sports.
No.
Throwing batteries at Santa Claus.
And now you're crying.
Now you're crying over Joel Embiid.
Get out of here.
What are we doing, Philly?
I love Joel, and I hope he stays. I love the whole team. They did amazing, but it's just heartbreaking. It really is.
It's Plug and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Did Aaron Rodgers show up to Pittsburgh this weekend? We'll update you with the latest coming up next.
Who's making a run? And who's done? We're just a few games away from the NBA Finals. Get daily NBA playoff reaction on Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Beck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Beck and Adam Abdalla.
To catch people up to speed, last week on the show, on Thursday, we had reports from a local radio station in Pittsburgh saying this weekend, the one that just passed, was going to be, quote, Rogers weekend in the city of Pittsburgh. Right? It was the fan in Pittsburgh. They reported that Aaron Rodgers was in town. He was going to be at the facility, and people are going to be celebrating in Pittsburgh with pierogies and enjoying Rodgers weekend.
Yeah.
This is what they eat there. They got pierogies in Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah, they do.
That and the sandwiches with the fries on the sandwich. Everything on the sandwich for the sandwiches.
Love it.
We didn't get a chance to go in there because when we walked by, the line was like 300 people deep.
Yeah.
At Permanente Brothers.
But we couldn't get it.
In downtown in Pittsburgh.
I'm not waiting for that. And maybe that's why Aaron Rodgers didn't show up yet. Maybe he's waiting in that line.
He's still waiting in line there?
Yeah, he's still waiting in line.
So that was Thursday. Ian Rappaport on Thursday also reported that he was hearing the same thing. That Aaron Rodgers was going to be in Pittsburgh on Friday or over the weekend, and that he would be likely to be signing with the Steelers over the weekend, which would end our long national nightmare of trying to figure out whether or not Aaron Rodgers is going to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers this season, even though we already know he's going to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers this season, because I don't think a guy that's that into himself would allow himself to retire just alone doing ayahuasca on his own and not have like a retirement tour and celebration at the end of his career. Same thought in my head goes for LeBron tonight.
Yeah.
Tonight's not going to be the last game for LeBron James in the NBA.
LeBron's last game?
Yeah, it's not going to be the case.
No.
LeBron needs a parade to say goodbye.
Yeah.
He will not just go away after tonight, after the sweep.
No.
It's not going to be the case. Same for Aaron Rodgers. So that was Thursday. Friday of last week, on Westwood One Sports, Chris Mack was filling in for Nick Costos, and he had the GM of the Steelers, Omar Khan, on the show, and Omar Khan said he didn't know where Aaron Rodgers is or was or where he's at, and he also didn't know of any recent conversations. He said that all the conversations have been positive here in the offseason, but then he said the times that they've talked, and it was when Mike McCarthy was hired, and it was earlier in the offseason, and nothing that was perhaps taking place this week. So you had the GM of the Steelers essentially saying that the reports from the day prior were wrong and incorrect. And that audio was right here on Westwood One Sports. And that was on Friday. So, Abdalla, we get to the weekend. Here we go. Aaron Rodgers. Did he sign and was he seen at the Steelers facility on Saturday and or Sunday of this weekend?
No.
The answer is no. He was not there. Now, there are loose internet reports out there suggesting that he's in town.
Where?
He's in town.
What is he doing?
Aaron Rodgers is in town.
What's he doing?
Maybe he's at Permanente Brothers.
What's he waiting in line?
Maybe he's getting ready for Pierogi Fest.
I don't understand what the holdup is. Is it money? Is it some form of workout thing? Like, does he not want to get fined for missing OTAs? Does he not want to get fined for missing mandatory mini camps? Does he not want to get fined for missing whatever time he's missed? Like, this is ridiculous at this point. The fact that it was reported that he was going to be there, and now he's in there, but he hasn't gone to the facility. He hasn't met with people. Is he still having conversations, late-night conversations with Mike McCarthy? What? Just sign already, man.
Late-night whispers.
This is ridiculous.
Well, I mean, we called it out. Now, yeah, I think that's one side. I think we were on to something on Friday. You and I pointed out on Friday that it seemed like a bit of a source-off. It seemed like in the conversation between Omar Khan, the GM, on Westwood One Sports, telling us he didn't know where Rodgers was. And then you have Rappaport on Thursday. Mm-hmm. His tweets are still up. I checked earlier today.
Yeah?
The Rappaport report from Thursday is still up.
Oh, he ain't backing down.
Someone's incorrect because it didn't happen and he's not there.
Well, yeah, Rodgers Day never happened.
So the guy from Pittsburgh on the Fan, Rodgers weekend in Pittsburgh, what happened to that report? That didn't happen.
No Rodgers Day in
Rodgers
Pittsburgh.
Is still missing in action.
No Rodgers Day.
Sitting somewhere in a hobbit hole in his ayahuasca cave.
Well, there's a lot of mountains in Pittsburgh.
Hills?
More hills than mountains. Yeah, more hills.
But so that's the story right now. Is we're still at the same spot that we were on Wednesday,
which is ridiculous.
Before any of the reports took place on Thursday of last week.
Which is ridiculous because the Steelers are working out. The Steelers are trying to conduct their business.
Well, they have rookie minicamp over the weekend.
Yeah, they're trying to, conduct their business and practice and all that kind of stuff and get ready for the regular season. Mike McCarthy has a quarterback room.
Yeah.
He's trying to coach up.
Of course.
And get the most out of.
Why not? Well, they got a young quarterback, Drew Aller.
They got Drew Aller. They got Will Howard.
He went to college in the state.
Absolutely.
Penn State to starting quarterback for the Steelers. Why can't it happen?
As of right now, he's their starter.
It's almost a Disney movie.
It is. But you've got this Aaron Rodgers lurking. Like he's just going to ride in on this horse.
I don't think he's lurking. I just think he's not responding.
Well, why not?
He's doing it. He doesn't want to participate.
It's ridiculous.
Which it doesn't help the Steelers, and their situation quarterback's bad to begin with because Drew Aller is not going to be the answer.
No, it's not this year.
I'll admit it. If I'm wrong and Mike McCarthy can coach up Drew Aller to be a good NFL quarterback, I will 100% say I got that wrong. Totally wrong on that one.
It'll be his greatest project so far.
I think it will be. And he talked about over the weekend the fact that having 3 young quarterbacks in there for rookie minicamp and having all the quarterbacks with them, he has a quarterback school.
He does.
It's the Mike McCarthy quarterback school.
So he has a quarterback school method that he says that works best with 3 quarterbacks. And he said 3 quarterbacks is normal. 4 would be awesome with a big grin. Because we know what he's alluding to and what reporters are alluding to. But listen, the graduates of the Mike McCarthy quarterback school have gone on to do great things.
Sure.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers, future Hall of Famer. Dak Prescott has accomplished great. He hasn't won anything, but he's a great quarterback in the league. So I think the work, the graduates, it speaks for themselves. I think Mike McCarthy has a very good quarterback school. The track record speaks for himself. I think Drew Aller, as the newest enrollee into the quarterback school, I think is in good hands.
Yeah, and you're watching TV late night. I was scrolling on my phone, watching TV late at night, and sometimes the infomercials pop up, and you see someone trying to sell something to you, and you've seen them before on TV, and then this one comes on the television. It's the Mike McCarthy quarterback school.
Attention, young quarterbacks. Do you want to master the position like Aaron Rodgers?
Those quarterback school hours were invaluable to my success.
Learn to pick apart defenses like Dak Prescott?
He always discusses calming my feet down, tying the routes with the feet and the timing of that. So that's a huge foundation to now the way that I play this game. And I credit Mike for.
Study directly from the quarterback whisperer who developed both.
There's two ways of playing quarterback. Obviously in the pocket and out of the pocket. So everything we do in training quarterbacks that starts at quarterback school is we train them in the pocket and out of the pocket.
It's Mike McCarthy's QB school. Hands-on training from the Pittsburgh Steelers coach with identical credentials to New York Giants coach John Harbaugh.
DM at Adam A. Abdalla to register now. Space is limited.
3 quarterbacks is the normal. 4 would be awesome.
Super Bowl champion Mike McCarthy's QB school, where you can become a rock star.
Nickelback has bangers. Mike McCarthy has bangers.
So there you go. Think about that. You're trying to fall asleep, and then you see the quarterback school for Mike McCarthy, and you see that pop up on the television.
It would scare me. And also, I'd call and enroll.
Absolutely. Yeah, of course you would. Send all commentary to Adam A. Abdalla on social media. He'll get you cross-platform with that one.
Yeah.
Black and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Thursday night, 8 Eastern, we have a big show right here on Westwood One Sports. It's a Westwood One Sports special presentation, the NFL Schedule Release 26, hosted by Scott Graham and Mike Golick, with special guest NFL VP of Scheduling, Mike North. We'll announce the breakdown of the schedule. We'll announce the schedule. We'll break down the different games. We'll also talk about the prime time, the international, the holiday games, guest appearances by players, coaches, and other Westwood One Sports football names you know. That's all this Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on Westwood One Sports. Can't wait. It's going to be a great show. Scott Graham and Mike Golick breaking it all down right here on Thursday night.
Can't wait. Yeah, we know that the Seahawks will open up the season on Wednesday night. Against who? We don't know yet. And then we know the game in Australia will be between the Rams and the 49ers. And then we know the Sunday night game now between the Cowboys and the Giants. We know that now, too.
Yeah,
great.
as I've been saying throughout the show, it's trickle week.
Trickle week.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's trickling out.
All right.
Drop by drop. And you said it's drip drop week.
Drip drop week.
Trickle week and drip drop week as the schedule. Like now we are getting the official announcements and not leaked information. And that's the information from earlier today. Sunday Night Football, the first one of the new season, will be Cowboys at Giants. Yep. Trickle week.
Drip drop.
As it's bit by bit just dripping out.
Either way, consult a doctor.
Schedule.
Consult a doctor.
Until we get to Thursday, when we get the full schedule, we will get 3 more days of it trickling out.
Go see a doctor.
And that's what we have for you here on Westwood One Sports. Yes. Pistons, Cavs tonight, and Thunder, Lakers. Are the Thunder and the Knicks on a collision course for the finals? We'll talk about that coming up next.
Thursday night, it's a Westwood One special presentation. NFL Schedule Release 26, hosted by Scott Graham and Mike Golick, with special guest NFL VP Mike North. What's your team's toughest stretch and where are the wins? We'll tell you Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern on Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Beck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Beck and Adam Abdalla.
Make sure you check out the podcast of today's show on Apple and Spotify. Also, you can watch the show live on YouTube. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Beck and Abdalla Show. Thank you to Raj and Laura for producing today's show, Beck and Abdalla. Jim Rome is coming up in 15 minutes right here on Westwood One Sports. And we'll return tomorrow from noon to 3 Eastern right here on Westwood One Sports. It's Beck and Abdalla hanging out with you for another 15 minutes. Tonight in the NBA, the Pistons are at the Cavs. Game 4, 8 o'clock Eastern is the start time. NBC has that game. Detroit leads the series 2-1. And then the late game, Thunder at Lakers, Game 4, 10:30 Eastern tip. The Thunder are up 3-0 in the series, and that game will be featured on Amazon Prime. I'm guessing tonight will be the final game of the season for the Los Angeles Lakers. The Thunder have been the best team to this point in the NBA playoffs. And there should be no other way to look at it other than the Thunder will sweep away the Lakers tonight. And then the Lakers can go on to the offseason of questioning whether or not LeBron James is going to force himself somewhere else into a sign-and-trade situation, if he's just going to leave as a free agent, and how the Lakers are going to handle that, and then shape their roster moving forward, knowing that Austin Reeves will need a new contract at some point as well.
Just be fast about it, man. Like, just I don't want this. I don't want this Aaron Rodgers BS.
Abdalla's just over it.
Like,
come on, LeBron, tell us tonight.
Tell us. No, because you know what's going to happen. He's going to get asked about it, and he's going to be like, "Well, this is not the time or the place.
You never know.
This is not the time or the place."
He'll dangle a little teaser out there that maybe this is the last game for LeBron.
There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. It's not going to be, but I hope he just decides and announces soon and makes a decision soon. Like, he doesn't have to say what team he wants to be traded to or what team he's going to sign with or whatever it is, right? Like, just say whether or not you're playing and then let the Lakers know your plans so we can get this in motion, sooner rather than later. Because just dangling this throughout the offseason and making the whole offseason about you, which is something he'll probably do, is not entertaining at all.
Yeah, LeBron James will be a free agent this summer. Right now for the Lakers and their future, Luka's on the books until 2029, making the max. So 2029, and then Jared Vanderbilt is under contract until 28. Essentially, the rest of their roster is pretty open up until that point. Now, Austin Reeves next year has a player option for 14.8. I'm guessing he will decline the player option.
Yeah.
In search for a big-time payday.
Mm-hmm.
He's a better player than a 14.8 mil a year player.
For sure.
Usually, we were talking about Philadelphia earlier. Like, Paul George has a player option coming up. Like, Paul George is going to take the player option because Paul George isn't signing another mega deal.
No.
Right? Paul George is going to, usually players who have the player options take the player option.
Yeah.
Right? But in situations like Austin Reeves, who's 27, this is his big payday. If he passes up this player option, he then has an opportunity to sign a huge deal. And if you're the Lakers, are you spending that money on Austin Reeves thinking that he and Luka can be enough to put you over the top? Or is he someone that you could maybe sign and trade? You sign him long term, you trade him, and maybe it is Giannis. We saw the report today that Milwaukee's ownership is open for business on Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's what Shams Charania is reporting on ESPN today. So if that's the case, I do think the Lakers had a month. The month of March, the Lakers were, without question, the third best team in the NBA.
Yeah.
Behind OKC and San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it's long term. I don't think LeBron's going to stay long term.
No, I don't think he is either. And I would probably, if it was Luka and Reeves moving forward, I'd probably have it be Luka and Giannis moving forward. Honestly, that might be a better duo.
See, that's where I think a lot of the behind the scenes drama with how LeBron has kind of taken offense to the way that the Lakers have propped up Luka as the number one guy in the franchise, which he is.
He's better.
Yeah, but the story from Ramona Shelburne at the start of the season about how LeBron was upset that they took Luka out for a wine tasting event or something. It was wasn't that the story? They went to a wine bar.
Yeah, they went to a wine dinner.
They gauged his interest on how the organization should proceed forward.
Yeah.
And LeBron used to be the person that Pelinka and the ownership would say, hey, what do you want us to do type of thing?
Mm-hmm.
And he's no longer that guy. So I would find it hard to believe, because I think that reporting is true.
Of course.
That LeBron's going to want to stick around and watch Luka run the franchise.
No.
Although I do think their best chance of winning next season is if those three players are together and they're healthy next year.
Look, if you can put together a team with LeBron, Giannis, and Luka, that team is the best possible team. But then LeBron has to realize that he's the third best player on that team.
See, I don't think that. I think LeBron's going to try and force himself to somewhere else where he has a chance. I know the hot and heavy rumors are with Golden State.
Yep, Golden State. I could see him trying to go back to Cleveland for that final home chapter. See if he could do that.
Yeah, but if the Cavs get to the conference finals, why do you need LeBron? I mean, and that's not a shot at LeBron. It's just
because you're going to lose the conference finals to
at
New
age
York.
41, 42. Do you really need to gut your team again to bring in LeBron James to try it again? I don't know if that's necessarily the case. Are we seeing now with the way Durant has bopped around to different teams that you just searching for that guy to add the piece to get you over the hump doesn't really get it done? Haven't we seen that with Durant now?
Yes, yeah. You have, but I still think that LeBron offers a decent amount to a team, especially Cleveland. It's different with Cleveland. It's different what he brings. He brings a lot more financially to Cleveland than he does to other teams.
Oh, yeah. For Cleveland to retire as a Cav, I get the value for that, and I get the dollars that would come along with that for Cav fans.
Yeah.
But if you're a Cav fan and you just want to win basketball games, I don't it feels, and I know we had the same example here in Chicago, and I'm not comparing the players saying that LeBron is on this level, but Scottie Pippen had a final go around with the Chicago Bulls, and what was the point of that? It was at the end of Pippen's career, after the Trailblazer days and after the Rocket days.
Yeah,
he returned with the Bulls when Jalen Rose was playing point guard and Eddie Curry and Tyson Chandler were on the block as two young pups who were in their teens. It was not good.
No,
it was a bad situation. Beck and Abdalla, sponsored by Progressive Insurance, protecting your business vehicles 24/7. See if you can save at progressivecommercial.com. So, I don't believe tonight will be LeBron's last game. LeBron will let us know when he's going to retire. I don't think the Lakers lose tonight, and then after the game, he says, "This is my final night." I just don't see that happening.
No.
So I think he'll be back next season. I think the best chance to win will be with the Lakers, but I'm guessing he's going to go somewhere else.
I agree with you. I think he does go somewhere else, whether it's Golden State, whether it's Cleveland, whether it's another team somewhere else. I do think this is his last game as a Laker. That's about it, though. He's going to want the tour. Yeah. He's going to want the tour. And I think it's fine to do the tour. I think he's a top 5 player ever in the NBA. He deserves that tour.
Sure, yes.
He deserves everybody getting a chance to see LeBron one more time before he retires, the same way Kobe said it was his last year playing, and everybody gets a chance to do it. I think it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
I think he also wants the gift from each team in his final game in these different cities. Miami. He goes to all the different cities. He gets a special, little celebratory gift on the way out.
Yeah. That's fine. I mean, you want a piece of the court or whatever.
Piece of the court.
Don't they do that in some of them, or they give you a weird doesn't Memphis give you a guitar or something like that? It's
all right. We'll talk to you tomorrow at noon Eastern. Jim Rome next.
This is Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds.